What's going on, 8th graders? We are going to be starting our construction today, and we are going to be making the bottom first of our bridge. Now, a couple things real quick. These are the materials you're going to need. You're going to need about 3 or 4 sticks. Now, you'll notice some of these sticks are a little bit stronger than other sticks. There's a couple ways you can test them. You can test them by just bending them a little bit. If they bend easily, you might want to avoid them. Some of them don't bend as easy. Like this is pretty flexible. This one isn't as flexible. You can also squeeze or pinch the wood with your fingers and feel how soft it is. You want a little bit of a harder piece of wood. You also are going to need glue. You're going to need a permanent marker. You're going to need either a pen or something else to write your name all over your bridge sticks. You need a cutter and tape. So, step 1, we are going to use the outline of our side view to make the bottom, and we are going to make a bottom that is going to ultimately look like this. So it looks like a ladder. Notice those sticks are on top. Notice there's also a space open in the middle here, and so it has to be 14 inches long. So step 1, I'm just gonna take one of my long sticks, go from end to end, grab a marking tool, and so here's 14 inches right here. That's the end of it. I'm just gonna mark it, and I know that's where I need to cut. So what I'm gonna do then is I have my cutter. I'm gonna take 2 sticks, kind of line them up using the table so they are at the same length. You could also just measure 2 sticks. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move that line right to where that blade is. So that blade is coming right down on top of that line. Cut it. I now have 2 sticks that are the exact same length, and I only had to mark 1. So I'm going to choose to make my bridge bottom 3 inches apart. So you could either do 3 or 4. It's up to you. I would suggest 3, just a little bit less to move or spin. But then I take some tape. And it's important you tape it in between the lines, because we're going to use those other vertical lines as a guide for our ladder pieces of the sticks. So now at some point, what I'm going to ask you to do is you're going to end up writing your name all over your sticks. So right now I'm just going to stop real quick, and I'm just going to write my name and hour. We'll go with 1B for the sake of it. Now, that way I know my stick, which hour. That way if I find it, it's easier to put it back. So I know that these are 3 inches apart. And on our little cutters here, it is a little difficult to see, but it's marked at 3 inches right there. So I know as I slide my sticks through, that's going to be about 3 inches. So I'm just going to move that off to the side. I could probably do 2 at once. And I'm going to cut 14 of these, and I'll show you why in just a second. So I slide it up to 3. That's 3 inches right there, 3 inches right there. Cut. Slide the next one's up to 3. Cut. Slide the next one's up to 3. Cut. Won't bore you with this. But again, I need 14 of these sticks. And I'm basically just making sure they're equal length, both at 3. That way when I cut, they're the length I need them to be. These are going to be too short. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Perfect. So next, I'm going to write my name on these. I'll save you the trouble of watching me write my name on there, but I'm going to. Next step is I'm gonna need some tape. You don't need anything big. Just gonna rip it off. And you're gonna have to get more, but ultimately these sticks are gonna go on top of the bottom sticks. And you'll notice there's the vertical lines. That's what they're gonna go on top of. One thing you might notice is if your bridge is, it seems like they're a little too short, you can kind of roll your stick a little bit and cheat it in a little bit. Ran out of tape, I need some more. Notice I'm putting these on top, not inside of the sticks. Also, I'm not taping where the wood touches. That is important, so I can glue it and keep the tape on at the same time. So, I have all my sticks just about taped on. Move that just a little bit. And I am, at this point, ready to glue. Again, I will remind you or point out that they are on top of the long sticks. Now I take my glue, open it up. Make sure you close that when you're done, otherwise it gets stuck open. That's just a problem. So I'm just gonna move these sticks. You can lift them up, you can move them to the side. However you decide to do it, it's up to you. But it's important that the glue is underneath the sticks. Otherwise it's not gonna glue as tight. So the bottom is done. I just need to glue the top, or the other side. I guess it could be the bottom or the top. Careful so you don't go crazy with your glue. Then you're just gonna have to end up wiping it off. So, like that, just gonna go back through, push these down so they kind of are fully in that glue. That one's popping up a little bit. Just push down on the tape. And it's done. It's glued, it's taped. It's ready to go. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. Permanent marker. This is to write my name on the wax paper. Whatever hour you have class. whatever your name is. This way, if it gets picked up or lost, your name is on it. Write it big. Don't write it big. Don't write it small. That's easy to miss. Write it big. Then you're gonna let it dry for a little bit, and once it gets to the point that it's dry, you're gonna take your wax paper. I'm just doing it on the back. You could even just rip it a little bit or undo the tape. But you're gonna take that wax paper and it's gonna fold over like this. That is so if anything gets put on top, the glue that's wet is not gonna get stuck to it. So there it is. It's done. It's ready to go. Note, this is open right here. I left the space open in the middle, right where the 14 is. That is so we can set it on our bridge tester, and there's a metal rod that can stick up through the bottom without it breaking or a stick getting in the way. So that's a little video on how to make your bottom. We're going to watch this in class together, and I'll leave it up there. I will remind you that the sticks go on top. Here is one that I had done previously. Sticks on top. Name is on all of those sticks. Same type of deal. So there you go, bottom.